Let's talk about 5 of the biggest dating mistakes that women make. Whether you're new to the dating world or getting back onto the scene after heartbreak or divorce, this is for you. Avoiding these mistakes will make your dating journey not only smoother, but also more fulfilling. Hi ladies, Mireille Nicole here, relationship coach, and I record these videos because I want you to realize that you have so much more power in your relationship or dating life than you currently think. Okay, what are these mistakes? First up, we'll talk about mindset. It is the foundation for how we approach dating, and often we might be setting ourselves up in a way that doesn't serve us. Next, we'll cover why being unprepared for dating is like gambling with your happily ever after. Then we'll discover the dynamics of directing the date. Hint, this is about finding the balance between expressing your desires and letting the man step up. After that, it's crucial to talk about losing yourself while dating. How compromising too much can make you lose sight of who you are and what it is that you truly want. And lastly, we can't forget about intuition, your built-in guide. We'll talk about why tuning into your gut feelings is essential to avoid heartbreak and the buttholes that are out there. By the way, if you find this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. First off, let's talk about having the wrong mindset going into dating or a date specifically. I see a lot of women who hold on to a lot of negative self-talk, and obviously this can be understandable because of past experiences, maybe traumas they've been through. They might be thinking, oh, there's no guy out there for me. This probably won't turn out. Should I really go on this date? I'm not sure. We've had conversations and now I'm kind of doubting myself. Self-talk and how you talk to yourself is going to be crucial. And even though all those things you're saying to yourself may be valid and may happen, you'll want to put all the odds on your side, and how you feel and how you think is going to have an influence in terms of how you show up on the date and how the man that you're dating is going to respond to you and react and even feel about you. So before going out on a date, make yourself feel good in whatever way that looks like for you. Do things that make you feel gorgeous, loved, confident, whatever it is to get you in that vibe and to put away some of those negative thoughts. Do things that make you feel good so you can be open going on the date, removing those expectations that you may have. That's not to say that you don't still have boundaries and standards, but go in there with a mindset of possibility. The second biggest mistake I see women make going into dates is being unprepared. And what I mean by unprepared is not having the skills and the knowledge in terms of what makes you magnetic, what makes him fall head over heels in love for you. So many of us go into dates or meeting new men just kind of hoping that we'll just find the right one that just falls in love with us for whatever reason, just completely out of our power. If it's meant to be, it will be. And that's fine. That definitely happens, but you have even more power over your happily ever after and your love life when you understand what it is that men value, how to communicate effectively, how to get over arguments and challenges in a way that's productive and makes you guys grow stronger as a couple. It can still be meant to be, and it is still meant to be, even if you go in there prepared in how you're going to approach the situation, how you're going to go in and feel during the date, how you're going to speak to the man that is courting you. That way you get to be in a position of choosing who your partner is going to be. It's been said that usually it's actually the woman that chooses, but sometimes we don't realize that because we're going into the dates kind of unprepared, unknowing some crucial relationship information. Then it seems like it's him that's actually pulling back or ghosting us when really we have so much more influence than we currently think. I remember when I was on the dating scene, I used to think that it was important to be super independent. Like I was super independent and I thought guys would like that. But what I realized later on is the way I was doing it, the way I was approaching the situation, I was actually pushing them away. So I know planning sounds unromantic and being prepared maybe, but the more you can do this, the more this will help you on the dating scene. All right, the third biggest mistake we'll talk about today is directing or making all the suggestions or telling him what to do. And maybe you're saying, hey, I don't tell him what to do, but I really encourage you to reflect back on situations and really look to see what are maybe some subtle ways that you are being being in your masculine energy. So you're the one trying to solve the problems, come up with the ideas. And I'm not saying you never do this, but there's a very feminine energy way to do this, which is going to really help the dynamic between the two of you. You really want to focus on expressing your desires and letting him step up. I talk to so many women who maybe are in that relationship, right? Who are maybe even married, and they complain that their partner isn't always stepping up or manning up. And often this is something that can happen as early as the dating period in your relationship. So the more you address this early on while you're on the dating scene, the better it's going to be while you're dating. And also if you do stay with this partner for the long term. And the fourth biggest mistake I see women make, and this is a big one, it's losing yourself in the relationship. Like I said earlier, I used to be one that was hyper independent when it came to dating, but looking back now, I can see so many instances where I was losing myself to the relationship I was in. So maintaining a certain level of independence is okay, but not going too far like I was doing it. And also continuing to pursue your passions and your goals. A healthy relationship should enhance your life, not totally consume it or change it. You still need to keep doing the things that make you feel fulfilled. Plus, it's important for you to remember that who you are is actually what attracted him to you in the beginning, who you were being, how you were showing up. So really make sure to remember that. Go back to that. Now, if you were totally being someone else in the beginning and not yourself, that's a whole different video. But assuming that in the beginning he fell in love with you, or he met you, or even what you said on your dating profile is still true while you're dating is going to be so important. And the last biggest mistake I want to talk about is not trusting your intuition, not following your gut. The truth is, if something feels off, it probably is. A lot of times relationship experts will talk about, red flags. I'm not a huge believer in these red flag, green flags. I did a whole video on this. I'll link to it here if you haven't watched it yet. But I really do believe in your intuition, following your gut. So how do you feel during the date? Is something not sitting right with you? Make sure to listen to these cues. It's your body trying to tell you something. Now, there's a fine line between following your gut and your intuition and self-sabotaging. Usually this can be addressed by looking at your beliefs and your mindset and your traumas, but really listen to that voice inside. I remember I've always actually been someone who really felt her intuition, and for the most part I followed it, but there's one instance where I was dating this guy and I just kind of felt something inside and something was off, and I ended up breaking it off with him. And then I was starting to doubt myself and wondering, is it just me self-sabotaging? And actually this guy gave me a second chance. So nice of him. And then I went out with him again and I realized I was still hearing that voice inside, and I listened. And now looking back on my love journey, I realized that everything was happening for a reason. And in that circumstance, in that situation, my gut instinct was correct. So those are 5 of the biggest dating mistakes that I see women make. If you want to know exactly how to address these, how to avoid these, and how to get the man you're dating to commit to you, I'm actually working on an ebook talking exactly about this. So make sure to join my mailing list to be notified as soon as that's available. I'll put the link down in the comments below and also in the video description. In the meantime, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to add, make sure to also hop into the comments and let me know what you think. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.